Aye. So yes, speaking of issues in the real world, I feel like we can't really have a podcast this week without talking about this. I don't want to linger on this because a lot of people have spoken about it, and a lot more qualified people than us are talking about it right now.
Yeah,
Obviously, there's Philip DeFranco on YouTube if you want more of a not a journalist but a guy who does his own research and
he's
actually has the facts available. Philip DeFranco is honestly, I don't know what I would have done without him
he's
throughout 2020. Just how he presents the news, how he researches the news, is incredible.
he's the only way I've consumed news for the past 5 years
Aye,
ish,
aye. Well, I've done
because
my own research into
he's
things
just
after
yeah.
after the
But
fact, but I usually hear it first from
it's
Philly D.
it's a lot less depressing. It's less negative. It's in more accessible language. Like half the time, if I sit down to watch the BBC News, I don't understand anything they're talking about because they're using words I don't understand. Philip DeFranco makes it more accessible. I wrote an essay about him last year because of
Wow.
how
Right. Anyway,
he's.
we're derailing.
Yeah,
So yes, I don't want to linger on this one because it is very heavy. But the Capitol being stormed by protesters. I
yeah.
think.
The protesters in quote marks.
Well, yeah, Well, yeah. I think that it's just. We knew it was going to happen. Is the thing. Like, it's as scary and as sad as it sounds. We knew
Like,
this was coming. Um, and by the end of it, I think 5 people are sadly dead, which is just horrific. Um, and I don't know how because we knew this was coming because everybody that's looking at this situation and knew and like I knew it was when I heard that Biden had won the election. I was looking at this like on the day or the closer we get to the day where Biden is due to take over power, something big is going to happen that is going to cost people their lives, and it will involve storming of some building or something, and it did, and it has, and it's horrific. And the FBI over there are even warning that there could be more.
there has also been tonight.
Yeah.
My American friend has told me that there's 200,000 troops in Washington at the moment
See,
preparing for Trump's impeachment and preparing for something big.
yeah,
Like, so they're
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 preparing for a civil war,
200,000
basically.
troops is a. I want to say that's like half the population of the UK. That is insane.
That's
Like I had
incorrect,
to
but yes.
Google how big Washington was because I assume everything's the same size as the UK. America's like a lot bigger, but that's insane to me.
So for context, where we live, Brighton, right? Brighton has a little over 30,000 more than that. Brighton has about 230,000 people. So
Yeah,
there is the population of Brighton is currently in Washington preparing for something like this.
yeah,
And I think that's just, the army. There's obviously I'm I'm fairly confident in saying that there's probably people on the other side of that, quote unquote protesters who are also preparing. So that's going to be that's a lot. That's a
yeah.
lot of people who are preparing for the worst. And I can't
Also,
shake the feeling that I don't want to say it because I don't want to
I
doom
don't,
us.
I
But
don't want to shake.
it's dark. It's dark.
Like, what gets me about this is that Nazis aren't ashamed of themselves.
Yeah.
And I don't like that we live in a world where Nazis can walk about in their Nazi paraphernalia
Yeah.
and feel safe.
Yeah. And
We
and
should
and
live.
then and trans people can't walk around wearing
We
trans pride flags, and
and
gay people can't walk around wearing rainbows
yeah,
without fearing for
like
their
it.
lives. And
Like
it's
it's
just
not.
such a horrific switch.
I don't understand why there's Jewish people in America
Yeah.
who are scared to wear their Star of David because of this.
Hmm.
Like, and I thought the world was in agreement that the Nazis were the worst people alive. The Nazis were the worst thing to happen to the world
Yeah.
in terms of people. However,
And
we
yet here we are.
we live in a world where, be it a minority of the world population, don't agree with that and think it's okay, and they are safe. They are safe wearing a concentration camp hoodie. Like I'm wearing a TGF hoodie now.
Yeah.
They're wearing it like it's merch.
Yeah, like it's a merch of their favourite YouTuber or something.
And they are safe while the Jewish people of America aren't safe to wear their Star of David and show their faith.
Yeah.
And the country doesn't think that that's wrong. Like, I don't understand how anybody in the world can think that that is okay. Like, America is like a different world, honestly. It's like, it's just crazy. Everything to do with America is just mad.
Yeah,
and
I feel like we possibly started a podcast at the worst possible time to be able to keep it lighthearted. Because it is, it's insane and it's horrible. But I'm hoping that we can be a distraction from it in some way.
A positive that has come out of all of this is that Trump has now been impeached twice. And I'm British. I didn't know what being impeached was until my American friend explained it to me this afternoon.
It's less like bringing a crime against the president, right?
It means that he can't ever run for president again.
Yeah.
Because he's only done 4 years, and usually people get re-elected, but because he's only done 4 years, he could run again in 4 years if he didn't get impeached. Now he's been impeached, that means he cannot do that.
Yeah, and earlier I heard it has some, like, after they've been in office, they get a shit ton of money still for even once their job has ended. They get to travel the world. They get so much from being president. If he gets impeached, he doesn't get any of that. He doesn't get anything from being president, and he can never be president again.
I feel sorry for his children, to be honest.
So do I.
Because...
I think is it her name Ivanka or Ivana or something?
Ivana, I think.
She's spoken out against him, and she's gone to Biden's. She's shown support for Biden.
They've just got divorced, don't they? I think.
I feel sorry for America though, because there wasn't any good options. Like, Biden's not a great human being, but I feel like Biden is not going to try insurrection. Like, I felt bad for them up until the point where Trump tried to get his people to storm the Capitol and people died, and now I'm just like, no matter what Biden has done, no matter what Biden's like, no matter what he will be like, I don't think he is going to try and keep power after his term is up.
Like, it will take a lot longer than 4 years or 8 or even 8 years if he decides to run again and gets re-elected. It will take a lot longer than Biden's time in power to heal from everything of course. That Trump has done. And, like, I wish Obama could run again, honestly, because...
Anyway, one good thing that came out of all of it is Trump was banned off Twitter, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. I just picture him there, just sitting on his phone, just crying because he wants to tweet out all of his dangerous, inciting of violence bullshit.
All in capital letters.
Yeah, all in capital
bullshit.
letters. He wants to retweet QAnon supporters and stuff, and he can't. and I just find
Yeah.
that so funny.
I
I bet you he's made like an anonymous account, and he's just going around liking and retweeting QAnon stuff.
he has tried to. He's tried to make another account. I saw a post about this the other
Oh,
day.
has he?
Yeah, he's tried to make a few other accounts, but Twitter have rejected them because
That's hilarious.
I
Brilliant.
assume they're on the ball with that stuff.
Oh yeah,
don't
I'm
really
I'm glad.
know how they work.
I
have a
imagine like
feeling that-
the IP of wherever he is. Although you'd think he's the president, so you'd think he'd know how to use a VPN. We're not sponsored by a VPN, so I won't name any. But you know,
he's just.
But I will happily be sponsored by a VPN. Surfshark.
It's concerning that he is not allowed on Twitter, but he's allowed to control the most powerful country in the world for
yeah.
3 more weeks.
Just a bit.
It's a bit more concerned.
But
hopefully,
anyway, I thought that was quite funny. There is obviously, as I keep hearing, and I'm going to just quote this from everywhere I've heard this from, there is obviously a larger conversation to be had about the power that social medias have. But when you've got a social media that has clearly outlined in its terms that if you incite violence, you won't be able to use the thing, and then you've got someone who's incredibly powerful who's using the thing to incite violence, I feel like him getting banned is about the same level of quote unquote silencing someone as blocking your racist aunt.
yeah, yeah.
You know?
But this racist aunt is in control of a country.
But not for much longer, and maybe
yeah.
even before the 20th, he might even be out. So
yeah,
because I did think, like, what's the point of impeaching him? But I've heard, like, obviously, if he can't run again, that's fantastic. If he gets nothing out of being president, that's fantastic. So it's not all just about removing him before the 20th, because that's not really that important. It's more about him just
I had an American explain it to me. Before this, I hadn't even heard the word impeachment, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because with English, our government seems to be a lot more simple than America's. Like, America's political system, I'm never going to understand it. Yeah, I just don't understand many things about America, to be honest.
Right, we've talked about politics for far more than I'm comfortable with.